I'm here early today because Jonathan was going a bit crazy and I felt a bit left out. Let me know if this is lagging or not. Is this lagging or is this not lagging? Is it? Okay. Give me a sec. One sec. I'm just sorting something. Yeah, I've tried something a bit different. Give me a second. Grace says, "Why are you live so early?" I was I had to try something a bit different, and then people were saying it was lagging, so I just wanted to sort that out beforehand. Okay, I've tried it again. That should hopefully have fixed it. Let me know if it's still lagging, or not lagging. Give me a sec. I wonder who that is. The reason I'm a bit early today is because on TikTok I wanted to try something slightly different, but it ended up lagging. But I think I fixed it now. I think I've fixed it. Give me a sec. Yeah, because if I remember, you changed your name. You changed your name back to Mr. Default. Oh, I know where it is. I know where it is. There was a YouTube change that they did. So the last time you were on YouTube, it used to show the name, but they've changed it now so that it shows the username. So it's a server. It's like a server level change that they've made. I think that should be working though. I think I've fixed it. Fingers crossed. Give me a sec. Just fixing. That's the reason I'm here a bit earlier today. Just to sort everything out. Grace likes the shirt. I like it as well. It's a new shirt, which means I've got the white version of this and also the black version and also the white version. Mr. Default says United. Is it okay now? Is it fine now? Because I've made a change onto TikTok. I'm hoping it should be okay now. Fingers crossed. But let me know if it is not. I've got a lot of catching up to do. Jonathan was going crazy, saying, "Hi, it's me, Johnny. I'm all of yours, Dad. Ask your mom. I'm the devil in disguise, and I'm Umar's dad. R.I.P. Umar. I mean, I'm still here. I'm still alive, just about, but I'm still alive. But I've got a lot to get through." He then said, "Start this bad boy up. Shut up, Grace. Hi, I'm all of yours, Dad. Ask your mom. I'm Umar's dad." The thing is, you might be, but if you are my dad, does that mean you owe me child support? Oh, shit. Really? Bollocks. So it's fine. It's fine. Oh, man. It's fine on YouTube, but not on TikTok. As in, are you getting an echo or something? Oh, I know what. I think I know what the problem is. Give me a sec. If this doesn't work, I'll have to revert back to the old way of doing things. Mute? Interesting. Are you still hearing two voices? Actually, can you hear me now? Novipad, what the hell is? What's the? Oh shit! You can hear the actual game. Oh fuck! 1 second. 1 second. That means you can hear the actual game. Oh god. What about now? Can you no longer? Is that any better now? Is that perfect now? Is that perfect? Basically, I've changed. So Mr. Default says I can hear you. Is there anything weird going on? Is there any extra audio in the background? Or is it dude, really? But it sounds like you're in a bathroom. Fuck. Okay, give me a second. What about now? Is that any better? Part of the problem is you could hear TNT Sport, which was part of the problem. I'm under the water. Please help me. Is that is it any better now? Do I still sound like I'm under the water? It's better, yes, but Mike still sounds different. Interesting. That is interesting. Alim is saying it's not picking up any audio, which is a bit bizarre. I can't lie. I can see the thing going up and down. Fish says hi. I'm just sorting some. Oh, you are correct. You are correct. What about now? Because it was set to the webcam microphone. So when Mr. Default said it's picking up your audio, but it sounds like it's not coming from your mic, then it triggered in my head what the problem was. I like that. See, I knew that I liked you, even though you support United. Yeah, should be all good now. Yeah, thanks. Alim was also helpful. Basically, I used to stream in a different way. So I'm on a Mac. So what I had to do was I had to in the past always connect to Windows and then feed the audio through and feed the video through, and it was a pain in the backside. But recently they've brought out a native Mac. They've brought out a native Mac app, so I've moved everything over to native Mac. But I'm hoping... I really should have troubleshooted this beforehand, but all good. Give me a second. Yeah, Grace says just come on YouTube. problem solved. I'm glad everyone helped me though. I'm glad everyone helped me. Everton says yo. Alim also supports United. Mr. Default says this is going to be an interesting game. It will be an interesting game because Bruno is out and Joe Linton is also out and Szoboszlai is right back. Everton says hi. How did you do against? Were you playing Brighton today? What was the result? Fish needs a coffee. It's a bit late for a coffee, Fish. Jonathan, you should be okay on YouTube. It was a TikTok problem. I can explain the technical reasons behind it. But to be fair, it was Mr. Default that solved it. So I can't act like a genius on this one. Stefan says, will you get angry again and swear a lot? I enjoyed that. A lot of people seem to enjoy that, which is interesting. There's me trying to be a mature, sophisticated adult with a very serious job that tires me out a bit too much. But people tend to prefer it when I go a bit ghetto. I'm like, okay, whatever you prefer. How do you prevent the TNT audio coming through? In settings, I've lost it now. Basically, I had to fiddle about with the settings. So by default, it looks like it passes my every single bit of audio from the computer through. So I've just muted the web browser. Fish asks, is my arch nemesis on the 11? I think so. I believe your arch nemesis is in the 11 because Szoboszlai is right back. So I believe he is. Give me a sec. Salah is playing because we don't have much more. We don't have many options at the moment. I don't know if that's a bit disrespectful. 1-1 says Everton. Not bad. Not a bad result. Will says, who needs Bruno G when you have Will Aquino? What's the deal with Lewis Miley? Because I've added Lewis Miley to my fantasy team purely because I had a bit of money left. So he's on my bench, but he always gets more points than my quote-unquote senior players. So I might need to start putting him in my team. Yeah, sorry, Jonathan, you were saying earlier that you were my dad, and it was something my mom had never told me before. You could be, but then I feel like you just owe me 18 years worth of child support. I mean, we'll call it 9 years. We'll half it, and that should be fair, right? They've kicked off, by the way. I'm thinking of getting rid of the timer because I just can't be bothered with it. But I'll probably keep it. Grace got a Liverpool football and it's got the players' signatures on it. Very nice. What color is the football? Is it red or is it white? And have you identified any of these signatures on there? I like Big Dripper's honesty. Keep us updated. The dodgy stick is being dodgy. I'll do my best. Everton says 3-1 Liverpool. Ekitike 22, which is his shirt number. Gakpo 59, which is not his shirt number. And Van Dijk 4. There's a bit of subconscious going on here. Because you've picked Ekitike's shirt number and you've picked Van Dijk's shirt number. Now, if Joe Willock is number 31, I will be very horrified. But if you think about it. Yeah, but it's still funny, right? That you picked Ekitike to score on the 22nd minute, and that's his shirt number. and you picked Van Dijk. You said Van Dijk fourth, but that's Van Dijk's shirt number. It's just kind of funny. Jonathan is not going to pay child support because he can't even pay his rent, and 9 years of child support for a mistake is too much. So I'm a mistake. Wow. Am I a mistake that you regret, or a mistake that you are glad that you made? Let me just set this timer. As always, I detest the timer because it's a complete faff to set it and unset it. But let me just do it. As soon as I do that, man, they give an effing injury. And you know when it's an injury, they take the timer off the fucking screen. Sorry. You know what I mean? I just made a big deal about setting the timer, and as soon as that happens, an injury happens, so they take the timer off the screen. It's a red one. Ash got me, and I only know Van Dijk. Nice. How many signatures are on there? There's quite a few to identify. Everton says we're 8th in the league. Not bad. What's your prediction for the end of the season? Hussein says, what's your prediction? Probably 2-1. Probably 2-1 Liverpool. Mr. Default says, how did you come up with the name? It's extremely creative. To be honest, I was just entering names, right? Just trying to see what was not taken up, if that makes sense. But to be honest with you, I don't like it. It's kind of lame. I'm thinking of changing the name. So if you've got any suggestions, let me know. Don't tell me this is also Fish's burner account. Are you? Because I have a suspicion it might be. Yeah, the thing is, I was gonna start swearing, but I thought it's far too early for that. Okay, we're about 4 minutes. I'm just gonna set this damn timer and then not bother with it again. I mean, I'll have to bother with it at half time, but you know what I mean. There we go. Yeah, I was trying. Grace is saying he was confused, he couldn't speak. I was trying not to swear too early, so I just had to stop myself. Man City will win title this year. That's what I think will happen as well. Newcastle are through, but Liverpool sorted. 11 signatures. It's probably the starting 11. Jonathan says 8-2. Newcastle will absolutely thrash Liverpool. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. It's gonna be a close game. It's two teams that have significantly underperformed this year, but on paper still have very good teams. Watch Liverpool downfall, chat. What's wrong with the timer? Nothing. I just find it a bit cumbersome to keep on setting it. So I'm thinking of getting rid of it. Charlie, how you doing, Charlie? Hope you are good. Zame says, nice top. Thank you. A lot of people seem to like this. So great. Grace liked the top, and Zame also likes the top. Just tuned in. How's things? All good. Busy day. Tired, but I was expecting that. Busy day, tired, but that's life. But I am going to Japan in 2 weeks, so that's what I'm looking forward to. But how's things with you? What's your predictions for this game? Big Dripper got his stick working, and that's not a euphemism. I'm referring to the Fire Stick. That is also not a euphemism. I'm talking about the thing plugged into the TV. But that's good to hear. Grace says, what's faster, hot or cold? Cold because you can catch a cold. Very true. Yeah, they have no Bruno Guimaraes and they also have no Joe Linton. So the weird thing is with this game, Szoboszlai is at right back, which I don't like. Newcastle almost scored from a corner. Szoboszlai is at right back, which I don't like, because if you have Szoboszlai at right back, you lose all his physicality in the middle. But it's probably not a huge deal because with Newcastle not having Bruno and not having Joe Linton, there's probably less of a need for physicality. Oh, Grace has started playing Call of Duty. Which Call of Duty is that? Black Ops 7, Black Ops 6, Modern Warfare. Liverpool gonna win a game in 2 weeks. I hope so. We're not ignoring you. You just keep saying beep beep, and I'm like, what does beep mean? I'm like, are you a robot of some sort? It's been a long day for me. Went to Swindon to watch them beat Barrow 3-1. Nice day out at least. Zane predicts 3-2 Liverpool. I'm predicting a 2-1, but I think that's fairly similar. This fixture always seems to be high scoring. It's that fixture that always tends to be 4-3. So there was in 1996 it was 4-3, and in 1997 it was also 4-3. Jonathan says Newcastle are the best club in English football and Liverpool are shite, so Newcastle will win 8-2. I mean, but if Newcastle are the best and Liverpool are shite, you're probably going to be looking at more than that, to be honest. You'd probably be looking at double figures. Mr. Default predicts a 0-0. To be honest, that is not outside the realms of possibility. I can see that happening. I mean, look how harsh Jonathan is, and the thing is, it is kind of funny. It is kind of funny, so I'm trying not to laugh. But Jonathan says, "I came back, Grace," and then Grace says, "Yay," and think, okay, great, they're gonna be friends. Jonathan says, "I came back," and Grace says, "Yay," and then Jonathan says, "R.I.P. Grace because you suck." I mean, that's just not nice, is it? Can you? I think Grace wants to be your friend, so can you be Grace's friend in return? It's only fair. How you doing, Isabel? Hope you are good. Hope all is well with you. Did I tell you I made that pasta that I was talking about? And it was okay. I didn't think it was amazing. I think it was all right. I thought it was all right. Man United versus Fulham's a big game for us. Is that tomorrow? Aiden says, good job beating Barrow. I hate them because I'm a Carlisle fan. Fair enough. One thing I hate about this season is that the games are so hard to predict. That is very true. And the other thing I find quite funny is that Liverpool are having a bad season and Spurs are having a bad season. But if you look at the Champions League table, Liverpool were third and Spurs were fourth, which is kind of wild considering how bad they're doing domestically. 2-2 could see that happen. Finley, how you doing? We haven't had a bad start, like, have we? I think you've been the better team in the first 10 minutes. Referee with a booking for Anthony Gordon is the only Scouser on the pitch playing for Newcastle. That's fucking funny, isn't it? I swear there's no Scousers in Liverpool's team, but there is one play for Newcastle. Because I don't think Jones is in the squad. Zane would have liked to have seen Jones start at right back. I also would have liked to have seen Jones start at right back specifically. Ooh, What's this about? What's that about? I can't lie, I've been working like a dog this week, so I've been kind of out of it. But what rumors of a bust up with the manager? I saw the whole thing about him being rumored to go on loan to Inter. Like I saw that and I thought that's nonsense. But what bust up? Yeah, I was like, what? Inter? What? Like we're short on staff anyway. I know I'm talking about Liverpool like they're Sainsbury's. We're short on staff, but we're short on staff anyway. Why would we loan out Jones? That is bizarre. Yeah, as Zaim says, Johnny, give Grace some grace. Jesus Christ, I won't even ask what that means. Jonathan says, pin my 6-7. Where are you? Are you on? You're on horizontal stream. You'll have to check with Fish because Fish has got the current pinned message. So if Fish doesn't mind, then I can pin it. Pub near Fish sucks. Where's Isak? Sitting on the bench. Grace says, how accurate was my lookalike? That was a good one, to be fair. You mentioned a Jazz from the Traitors. I'm a bit heavier than him, and I think I'm a bit taller than him, but it was a good one. Isabel says, you're only 3 seconds behind me this time. That is a relief. Was it the last stream where I was trying to do a quote unquote live watch along and I was about 2 minutes behind. That didn't work so well. So I'm glad I'm a bit I was going to say a bit more aligned, but a bit closer to reality. 40 million option to buy, is that for Jones? Sainsbury's starting 11 would smoke Liverpool. I mean, at the very least, they would run a bit faster. So that's not outside the realms of possibility. Isabel says loan to sale actually lovely. I wouldn't mind it if Liverpool were point number one to bring in a replacement for Jones right now. I wouldn't want to just remove Jones from the squad and then wait until the summer to replace him. So that would be my first. What's the word? My first condition. They had to bring in a replacement now, and the second condition would be they would have to ensure that the transfer fee is binding, not this Harvey Elliott business where they've loaned him but it's not actually binding and then he's probably going to come back. I'd want it to be more permanent. Yeah, it did come as a bit of a shock. Mr. Default says pin my United. If I do that, I'm gonna open myself up to abuse. Oh, Fish says no. Fish says you have to keep. I have to keep his pin. So the way I do it, which I thought was a good idea, but is creating a bit of competition unnecessarily. I said maybe 2 weeks ago. To be honest, it wasn't something I said. It was just whenever I'd noticed the first message, I would just pin it. And now it's become a bit of a thing. Fair enough. I just find that quite funny. But Fish says, no, keep mine. Fair enough. You did win the race, Fish. To be fair, I created the YouTube live stream this morning, and less than a minute later, Fish posted the first message. So I was like, you know what? I have to respect that. And I did respond. I said, you're faster than half the Liverpool team. Jonathan says Fish sucks. Isabel says you. Oh yeah, I did refresh it, and then yeah, 19 seconds. 19 seconds I can live with. But I'm glad you told me. I'm glad you mentioned how far behind I was, because I never would have known. Ekatike, ooh, nice shot, but saved. Fish says I look like the first order snow trooper. Well, since you are Fish, I will Google this, but honestly, I'm not expecting myself to look anything like this. And dude, really, when you said that, I was thinking, is that just the... Well, that's a toy. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what you mean. I don't see it in the slightest. I don't know. Maybe we've both got massive heads, and that's the and that's the likeness. You know, we've both got massive heads. If you could, oh shit, if you could tell me what it is. Oh, Grace says it was the eyes. Possibly. Arsenal says, hey, how you doing? I presume you're doing good, because I believe you won today. Zubamendi scored. Gyökeres scored. Madueke. Ooh, Salah's through, one on one. He has to cut back because he's not as fast as he once was, and the ball goes out. But yeah, presume all is well with you. Presume you are good. Jonathan loves me. Well, I would hope so, considering you spent the first 10 minutes of the stream telling me how you were my dad. So I'm glad we have a positive father-son relationship rather than a negative one. How are you? Yeah, good. Tired as always, but that's life. How's things with you? Mr. Default says, remember when Kanate was getting linked to Madrid? What a joke. The funny thing is with that, he kind of mentally turned off the same as 66 did last year. So he kind of mentally turned off the same. But the problem was he mentally turned off so much to the point where Real Madrid didn't want him anymore. Mo versus Hazard, let's debate. I mean, we could have a mass debate about that, but I'd rather not. I was thinking about that, you know. James says, I would rather sell McAllister for more money before selling Jones. McAllister hasn't quite been at it this season. And I also feel like if you're going to have McAllister and Wirtz in the same midfield, number one, they feel a bit too similar. And number two, that feels like not enough physicality and pace for the Premier League. I feel like you can have one, but not the other. So if Liverpool were to get a big bid for McAllister, I wouldn't mind that. Don't tell me Chelsea won. Do not tell me Chelsea won. When I saw it before. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Before I went upstairs, it was 2-0. And then when I was upstairs, it was 2-2. They fucking won, man. They've won? How the hell have they won that game? I genuinely did not know that. I saw it when it was 2-2. That is crazy. Well, it shows what a new manager can do. Hint, hint, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean when it comes to new managers. Grace was annoyed that Charlotte beat you to the first message. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't think it would be like such a popular thing, but I'm kind of glad it is. It's kind of cool. Oh, you mean your lookalike, Grace? You said Jazz from the Traitors. By the way, nothing's happening in this game, which is why we're doing this instead. But I see what you mean. I see what you mean. He's got more hair, but I get it. At least you're not saying I look like a stormtrooper, like like fish. Arsenal is happy after a bumpy ride in the league. What I saw as well is that, and quite annoyingly as well, you top the Champions League group with a perfect record. You'd won every single game. So I was not particularly happy about that, but I imagine you will be. Grace says, when you're doing gaming stream, I don't know. I was supposed to on Thursday, but last week work was like so intense, and I was mentally shattered. I will try to do one before I go to Japan. I will try my best. But yeah, this week I was exhausted. There was a lot of M's, wasn't there? As Jonathan has noticed. Mr. Default says Salah all day over Hazard. I'd agree with that. But to be fair, I'd say Salah over Hazard and Ronaldo over Salah. I think that's fair. Or is that controversial? Dude, you're supposed to be Grace's friend now. Can you be Grace's friend? Because Grace wants to be your friend. And I think it's kind of cool when people are friends. Because it gives me less stuff to do, so... Fish, I will Google one... Jesus Christ. You really put me to work, don't you? This is why I have no clue what is ever going on in these games. Because Fish... Okay, fair enough. Okay. I mean, I'm not that short, but if if you were to extrapolate this creature up, I'm not quite 6 foot. I'm 5'10". So if you were to extrapolate this creature up to 5'10", I'm ashamed to say this is probably one of your best likenesses that you've picked for me. I mean, he's an ugly looking clown, so you've pretty much nailed it. But yeah. I get ya. I see what you mean with that. Stefan says, yeah, the Chelsea result was a bit of a shocker. I saw it when it was 2-0, and then I saw it when it was 2-2. But for Chelsea to come back and win, it just shows what a new manager Barnes can do. Foul at edge of the box. Arsenal has called me a hoe, which would be accurate, to be fair. But possibly, yeah. I think it's supposed to say hope. Tuesday. We get the job done. Who are you playing Tuesday? That is the question. Mr. Default says, I look like Nitin Ganatra. You don't actually. I just want to be involved. Well, I'm curious as to who this is. It's free kick for Newcastle at edge of the box. Jesus Christ, really? Are we just picking? Are we just picking like random like brown people? And being like, actually, to be fair, with this one, with the kind of greyish beard, I see what you mean. I mean, if I look like Nitin Granata, then my future is not positive because he looks like he's in a bit of a state there. Oh shit! They just hit the post from a free kick. It's not the worst lookalike, should we say? It's not the worst lookalike. Jonathan's hungry AF. Eat something. I'm also kind of hungry. Damn right. You tell him, Grace. Eat then. Arsenal says, when you leaving to Japan? In like 2 weeks. Pretty nervous, but also quite excited. You're playing Chelsea on Tuesday. Is that in the league then? I presume that's in the league. Jonathan says, I only come here because Umar says, I've literally never said this in my life. If I comment 200 times, he will buy me a pizza. I've never said that in my life. And I don't know if this makes things even worse, but I did have pizza yesterday and it was really good. So I don't know if that makes things better or worse. Corner for Newcastle. I don't like how many corners Newcastle are getting. They're getting a lot of corners. Getting a lot of free kicks. They've hit the post. I mean, this is slightly unsettling, the frequency with which this is happening. Mr. Default says there's a guy you actually look like, but I forgot his name, so I found him on Google. As in that Nitin guy, or is there another one? It's another corner for Newcastle. Oh no, not Gak post. It was a Jesus. The ball just went across the face of goal. All Dan Burn had to do was tap it in, but Liverpool got lucky that did not go in. Newcastle are dominating. Isabel says, what are you going to Japan for? Just for traveling, really. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go. And I figured, why not just go this year? So last year I went to New York, which was another bucket list destination, you could say. And another one is Tokyo. So I went to New York last year and Tokyo this year. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to the journey, which is going to be 14 hours. But I think once I'm there, it should be fine. Fingers crossed. Have you been before? Carabao Cup. Nice. That's a rubbish tackle by Konate. I hate when defenders slide in and then they put their hands on their head. That's a god awful tackle. Jonathan says, I'm broke, can't afford to, because I mean, is that why you are called Johnny? Is that the reason why you are called Johnny? Because I believe you've mentioned previously that Johnny is not your real name. So we've found the law and the reason. Yeah, as Callum says, this is old Newcastle, I can't lie. It's Newcastle free kick, Newcastle corner, Newcastle free kick, like it's all well and good beating Karabag and them lot, but this is why we were not getting overexcited the other day. Yeah, it was TMI. Stefan says, how is your TNT stream 3 minutes ahead of mine? I don't know. I think I've hit the jackpot today. I'm normally slightly behind. So I'm quite happy that this is this is a change of pace. Arsenal says, to be honest, a lot of them were calling us the pretenders and delusional, but I think United fans are delusional. What I've noticed is there is a significant delusional contingent within every single fan base, even Liverpool fan base. I'd say there's a delusional Liverpool contingent, there's a delusional United contingent, there's a delusional Arsenal contingent. It is literally everybody. But the good thing is there is also a non-delusional contingent. Oh, fucking hell, man. Like, we can't even win the ball. As Akash has enunciated, Yara, what is the Tatti game? I mean, I think that's a pretty accurate description of the rubbish that we're watching. It's just Newcastle corner, Newcastle free kick, Newcastle corner, Newcastle free kick. Liverpool clear the ball, but Newcastle get the ball back. It's annoying, man. They were saying that they're going to come back and win the title this year. Oh. Liverpool are so slow. Liverpool are just so slow. Whenever they manage to muster an attack, whenever they manage to get their backsides up to the opponent's goal, because they're so slow, the opponent has 10 men behind the ball every single time. And I'm not criticizing Newcastle, I'm criticizing Liverpool. They take so long to just get the ball up the pitch that by the time they get the ball up the pitch, suddenly they have to weave the ball in between 10 different players. Just be quicker with it. It's annoying as hell. Jonathan will have to go to an 8 out of 10 girls' house tomorrow. What do you mean have to? What is the reason for the necessity? I thought you had a girlfriend, or what happened? What happened to that? Arsenal says, but honestly, Arsenal was so poor, and it was the first away trip from Milan. To be honest, I am getting slightly, and I know everyone has poor performances, but I am getting slightly concerned with how well you are doing in general, because top of the league by 7 points, and fair enough, City might reduce it to 4, but also 8 wins out of 8 in the Champions League. I'd rather be in your position for this season. I'd say I'd rather be in your position. Stefan says some players have short sleeves, some short with long undershirt, and some long sleeve. There is very little consistency in the apparel. Did you see pre-match? They're all coming out in this all this Tommy Hilfiger clothing because there's a sponsorship with Tommy Hilfiger now. I found that interesting, and I wasn't sure if I liked it or not, but yeah, on the pitch they are all wearing different. So Salah's got long sleeves, Ekitike's got long sleeves. To be fair, most have long sleeves. Gravenberch has got short sleeves though. Fish says, I look like Dion. What is this? Dude, what the hell even is this, man? It's like a jellyfish. It's like a jellyfish. I do not resemble this thing. I mean, I have 2 eyes and this thing has 1. You'll have to you'll have to tell me what about that reminds me of you. I appreciate I'm kind of creepy, but that's outside of that, you'll have to tell me what. Dom says mid-table team you lot. To be honest, that's putting it nicely. half this rubbish I'm watching is not even mid-table, so. Gakpo, get up. There's nothing more than I hate, and even when my own team do this, when they get into the box and then they fall over. Like Gakpo's pretending he's hurt. Nah, you're not hurt, bro. You're not hurt. Stop faking it. Get up. Ash supports Newcastle, so this is going to be an interesting game for you. In a way, you can't lose. That's a. Is that a positive way of looking at it? That in a way you can't lose. Oh my God, we can't. Well, we can fucking lose because fucking Gordon has just fucking scored. Why does this always time like this every single time? Why is the timing like this? Why does it always work out like this every single time? Gordon's not celebrating, but. There was nobody near him. Mr. Devo was saying, up the Toon, man! Up to Toon Lake! I was gonna say, if Newcastle win this, I'm gonna permanently talk in a Geordie accent. But I probably can't keep that up, so I shouldn't. Guys, there was nobody near him. There was Kirkes did the slide tackle, but why is Slot clapping? Why are you clapping? Why are you clapping? Don't clap. Yeah, I did mess up the accent a bit, didn't I? But yeah. As Isabel says, it has been deserved because they've been the better team. As William says, if we lose, Slot has to go. I'm with you. How about this? Have you got a car? Maybe you drive him to the airport. I buy him his plane ticket. Can we agree on that as a collective approach? Not celebrating because he wants to move there. We could do with him, but at this point, it'd be hard to convince him. To be honest, we could do with his pace. Paul from Kirkes there. Yeah, he kind of slid with the tackle on the outside, whereas that's not where the goal is. It's like the goal is to the left and he tackled towards the right. What are you doing? Oh, God. Zaim says, if I hear Honest Lot talk about low block... low blocks and long throws. Those are the things that irritate me. Not the fact that teams do them, the fact that he keeps moaning about it, as Zaim says. Newcastle only going to low block because we don't transition quick enough. Yes, exactly what I'm saying as well. When we eventually transition, which feels like it takes an hour. By the time we transition, the opponent, whether it's Newcastle, oh my God, Gordon is through again. That's a good shot, but save. By the time we eventually transition, the other team has 11 players back, which somehow feels like it's 26 players back. And there's absolutely no gaps in between. Yeah, just took me a second to update it. William says, in my opinion, he should be playing Curtis right back and have Szoboszlai up in midfield. I agree with that 100%. And if percentages were out of 1,000, I'd agree with that 1,000%. You lose all of Szoboszlai's physicality and strength and aggression and hair flicks by playing him right back. That's a good point, and I also generally don't like a Wirtz and McAllister midfield because there's not enough aggression in that. Not enough aggression. Grace says, I was waiting for that reaction. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad. Arsenal giving us a bit of encouragement. I hope so. I hope so, but I wouldn't bet on it. Great. Thanks for making my life like even better. Thanks for, making me feel even better in this scenario. I was already feeling like a 9 out of 10 watching Anthony Gordon tear us another hole. But now I feel a 10 out of 10. So, and whenever Liverpool's attackers get the ball, it's just so flaccid and so slow. But Wirtz, oh my God, I'll take that back. Ekitike has just scored. Like, I seem to repeatedly, whenever I moan about something today, the complete opposite happens. I'm like, Liverpool's attack is so flaccid, and Wirtz is just tiptoeing in between players like they're not there. Very good by Wirtz. And then Wirtz passes it along the floor to Ekitike, who taps it in. Liverpool are literally Wirtz FC at the moment. I mean, Wirtz basically took 4 players out of the game. Wirtz skipped past 3 players, which is kind of crazy, and then took the 4th player out of the game with a pass. So I'm liking that. Maybe someone should tell them. Hopefully this will wake them up a bit. But let's go. they're showing Isak laughing on the bench. It's like, bro, these people already hate you. Don't laugh on the bench. Arsenal with how many L's? I mean, is that the amount of losses that Liverpool have taken this season? You might be accurate with that. PKO with a very deep question. What do you think is the purpose of human life? Don't you think you should know the purpose of your life? Why God has brought you through this earth? Oh my God. I mean, I believe the purpose of my life is to watch Liverpool take a battering week after week. I mean, that's my purpose. I believe I potentially committed some sort of grave crime in a previous life. So then I'm now being made to pay for that. But Ekatike is through over here. Ekatike. What the frick? What the hell happened there? How has he scored that? So I take that. I take all that back. Yeah, as Will is saying, 2-1 Ekatike double. Jesus Christ, man! What the hell even happened there? So it went to Kerkez. Kerkez long ball to Ekatike. I can't lie. That is absolutely garbage defending by Newcastle. Just being honest. Just being honest. The defender just gets absolutely nowhere near him. So that's I'd be annoyed as hell if I was a Newcastle fan at that defending. M says, are you a Liverpool fan? Yes, indeed. The purpose of Mr. Default's life is United 3 times. Yeah, let's go. Isabel is glad that I've completely removed the filtering on Twitch. Ekatike be like Gordon, hold my effing beer. Oh my God, Liverpool are through again, but that's a poor pass by Wirtz. Wirtz is really starting to find his feet and really starting to get a bit of confidence, and it looks very slightly chunkier than he did when he joined. So the Liverpool nutrition and the Liverpool diet is serving him well. Jonathan, can you be nice to Grace, because Grace wants to be your friend? But I feel like this is your way of being nice, you know what I mean? So I take it as a positive. Yeah, it is United 3 times, to be fair. I don't know, says Ekatike is the best striker in the world. I'd have to think about that, but he's certainly proving a lot of people wrong, myself included. Oh God, I'm a bit worried about this. Could be anything. Could be what's the square root of 64.3? I might struggle with that. I mean, it'd be 8 point something, I guess. But who knows? SBO says tomorrow will be legendary battle. Man City needs only win against Tottenham Hotspur. I reckon you will win that. I reckon. Are you at home tomorrow? Are you at home tomorrow against Spurs, or are you away? But regardless, I think you'll win that. Can you tell Haaland to start scoring again, please? Because he's in my fantasy team. Corner for Liverpool. Salah corner. Ekatike header. He wins the header, but it goes completely wide. Is this a tough question? If you could only choose one, would you rather support United or Liverpool? Is that like typed incorrectly? Or A tough question would be: would you rather support United or Everton, or United or Arsenal? That would be tough. Type correctly. Oh. Liverpool playing with a lot more confidence. Yeah, I can't see myself supporting United, I'm afraid. I wouldn't say I hate them, but significantly despise them. It's obviously United. I don't know, says thoughts on the 6-0 win over Karabakh. It could have been 7 if McAllister hit the ball and got a hat-trick. To be honest with you, I wasn't all that fussed or all that enamored or all that excited or all that anything about it, because I was thinking, you know what, it's Karabakh, who cares? That was genuinely my opinion. I was like, it's good to win 6-0, but if Liverpool then go to the league and lose to Newcastle and lose to City, then honestly, I just pretty much shrugged my shoulders at it. I wasn't that fussed. Whereas if Liverpool win this game, even if it's 2-1, if Liverpool win this game 2-1 against Newcastle, I think this is a much better result than 6-0 against Karabakh. Alfie says, hi, how's it going, Alfie? Hope you're good. There's a free kick for Liverpool. It's a buzz live, but it's not from a shooting position. Crosses it in. Fucking shit free kick. Not bad. But apart from United, which team do you hate most in the Premier League? Probably Everton. United are the ones that I hate the most, I can't lie. United I hate the most, then Everton. I don't know if I really hate Chelsea or hate Arsenal. I'd say it's only really those two, to be honest. I'd say I dislike City and dislike Arsenal, but I wouldn't say I hate those, to be fair. Stefan says, Champions League draw, Bodo Glimt versus Inter Milan. Come on, Bodo. And I noticed as well, Real Madrid against Benfica again, which is kind of funny. Which, I can't lie, it made me suspect the authenticity of the draw if those two teams are getting drawn together again. Yeah, I think the Benfica Real Madrid game is probably the one to watch. Jonathan has yet another account. This one called Jonathan Chess Guy. Is that Johnny Bravo in your picture? Yeah, it is. Yeah, just don't concede another goal, and then we should be good. We get unlucky we always get the tough draws. Got PSG last year. Would you rather support United or Everton? I mean, that it would be tough, but I'd probably lean towards Everton. No, I'd 100% go with Everton. Half time. Liverpool are ahead in the game. Shock horror. Isak, Sturridge, or Crouch? I mean, Isak's played like 3 minutes, so I almost can't rank him, but Sturridge. Everton says, "You happy?" I probably don't look it. I'm happier than this. To be honest with you, if Liverpool hold on and win this game 2-1, I will be a lot more happier than that than beating Karabakh 6-0. I can't lie. The Karabakh 6-0, even if it was 9-0, I wouldn't have cared. But if they beat Newcastle 2-1, I think that's a much better result. I don't know. I hate City, United, Everton, Arsenal. Dude, that's like half the league. City, United, Everton, Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, Forest. That's a third of the league at the very least. Everyone apart from Wolves. I mean, that's most of the league right there. Jonathan's being nicer now. He's hopefully has turned over a new leaf when it comes to his good friend Grace. Grace has 3 chocolate bars, 2 360 kilogram and 1 180 kilogram. Okay, firstly, I'm jealous. That's point number 1. And point number 2, what chocolate bars? Do tell. Debbie says, masterclass in tactical genius from Slot. I mean, we have to praise him, I think, when he does well. Sometimes it's a bit too easy just to criticize someone when they do badly. I think equally we do have to praise someone when they do well. So yeah, his setup seems to be generally working so far. Madrid or Barcelona? Neither. But if you pushed me for an answer, I'd say Barcelona. I should really stop the timer, and I will stop it in a bit. The only teams Isabel hates are City, Manio. Well, you can tell that Isabel hates them based on how she's describing them. It's mainly because of their fans. I don't know why, but I always seem to know all of those fans. I always seem to know all the fans of those 3 to be the most hateful. Yeah, for me personally, it's United because of obvious reasons, and Everton because of also obvious reasons. City, I dislike them, but it's not the same level of hatred that I have. Everton's been watching since the 30th minute. You started watching at a good point, yeah. Joined perfect time for Gordon. Great goal. Nice finish. Jonathan says, oh my god. Grace hates Newcastle because Ash and my other friends support them. So are you the only one within your friend groups that supports Liverpool then, would you say? Mr. Default says Slot Masterclass or Verts and Hugo Masterclass. You could see it. You could see it either way. The thing is, sometimes I just feel like sometimes, and I'm also guilty of this, to be honest. When it doesn't go well, we blame the manager. And I say because I'm also guilty of this. When things don't go well, I blame the manager. But when things do go well, I big up the players. So I just have to be consistent with my hatred and praise. Just a normal dairy milk. Dairy milk's pretty good, I can't lie. When you get bars of chocolate, are you able to ration them out over a period of time? Or do you eat the entire thing in one day? I'll let you guess which one I am. Stefan strongly dislikes Fulham. Nobody has a... Yeah, they're a bit boring, aren't they? And their stadium is a shed. It's like a greenhouse. You know, it's got the lamest little stadium ever. It's like something you would make out of paper. It's like a bit of origami. It's lame. It's just crap. Fulham are kind of dull, aren't they? Mr. Default says, hot take, as a United fan, I don't really care about City. To be honest, most people don't. And I think that's why most people don't mind them winning the league. Because if City win the league, it's like, who cares? Nobody hates them or likes them. So it's almost as if that league did not exist. Yeah, the thing is, you get this all the time. I remember when Roberto Firmino joined, and there was a newspaper that did an article where they ranked the top 10 flops of the season, and I remember Firmino was in that list, and I was thinking, that's insane. Because when Brendan Rodgers bought Firmino, he played him right back. So I think you just need to give a bit of time. Malusi says, how nice to be a Chelsea fan. I can imagine. I saw that you were 2-0 down. And then when I was getting ready for this stream, I saw that it was 2-2. And then somebody mentioned that you won the game 3-2. And I was I was completely shocked, to be honest with you. Yeah, Nunes. I'm willing to admit that Nunes was a. I'm willing to admit that Nunes was a flop. I kept the belief for 3 years. Um, no, that's incorrect. To be fair, I kept the belief for 2 years, and I started to fade after the second year when we started the season, and he was still rubbish. But yeah, overall, you could say Nunes was the biggest flop from a Liverpool perspective, and maybe also Naby Keita. The thing is with Ekitike, I thought Liverpool were wasting their money. I thought this guy's rubbish. He's not fast. He's not quick. He's not skillful. He's not a good header. He's not a good finisher. Why are Liverpool buying him? I mean, shows what I know. Not much. Isabel says, I'm not bothered. I don't really hate them, but I dislike their fans quite often. Like, is it hard not to be a monumental D? Yeah, what I find is amongst most the big clubs, there's a certain contingent of the fan base that are proper annoying. I used to kind of engage with them and go back and forth when I was younger, but I'm too old for that now. I just can't be bothered. But you are right. Yeah, I'm with you as well. Chocolate bar I will just demolish. Grace says, you able to do gaming stream tomorrow night or you too busy? I'll see. To be honest, it's generally not a busyness thing. It depends how much mental capability I have, if you know what I mean. Because gaming stream is a lot harder. Because when we're watching football, I can pretty much not pay attention to the game and just pay attention to you guys. But when it's a gaming stream, I I have to lock in and I'm just going left, right, left, right. But I'll try. I will try my best. I will try my best. Yeah, as Everton has mentioned there, I need to stop the timer. Where's the timer? Jonathan kept saying he was hungry, and now he's made me feel hungry. Shit, I've started it. Fulham are NPCs, as Jonathan says. Grace hasn't touched them yet. Yeah, 360 gram is probably a fair amount to finish in a day. I could probably do a 180, you know. This is chocolate, I should clarify. Finley says, right, well, that was just thrown back in our face. Despise Ekitike so much. Is that Ekitike because he was rumoured to join you and he didn't? What do you feel about... So Finley supports Newcastle, for anybody who doesn't know. What do you feel about Isak laughing on the bench? That would really annoy me if I was a Newcastle fan. Can't lie. That would proper irritate me. Oh shit! You beat me to it. You beat me to it. I just needed to scroll down a bit. Isak laughing away on the bench with 3 goals to his name. Who does he think he is? To be honest, I'm not even gonna defend it or say anything. If I was in, I just have to put myself in your shoes and put myself in your position and be like, yeah, if that happened, if that was Trent or something, if Trent was laughing as Real Madrid scored 2 goals against Liverpool, then I know what you'd feel like. If Arsenal win the league, yeah, we should just never talk about it. I might change the channel to, you know, instead of football, maybe we'll talk about cooking or, you know, gardening or, you know, I've got some plants in here, you know, I've got a lemon tree over there. Maybe we can talk about gardening. What else, you know? I'll have to find a new hobby. I was also delusional about Nunes, to be fair. So it's not just you. Jesus, I'm proper far behind. I'm 4 minutes behind. Yeah, that's a fair point. United have had quite a few flops. I'll just try and catch up. You're going to get Europe. See, even when you say Europe, that concerns me because if it's not Champions League, I don't want it. Yeah, Grace was wondering where you were last time. We were talking about you. We were saying very nice things about you, Jonathan. Only nice things. Yeah, we're pretty similar, to be fair. Pretty similar. Zame says only really Man U that Zame hates. Yeah, see, Zame is the same as me. It's only really United and Everton that we hate. And I should specify, it's not the fans. There's some. I have friends that are United fans. Friends. One friend who's an Everton fan. So it's more you just hate the team. I just need to make that clear. But would replace Burnley, Brighton, Brentford. Jesus, they're all beginning with B. What's going on? Burnley. Are you just like pressing the B key and then getting it to autocomplete? Burnley, Brighton, Brentford with Blackburn. Ignore Stoke because that begins with S, and Bolton. We're having a very alliterative day. Fish is back to tell me I look like more robots and things. Well, that's an Ekatike ball. That's summed up Liverpool for the past few games. Akash is 100% correct. He's crying about the thing that I always cry about, which is the complete lack of pace on the wings. With the lack of pace, like they can dribble to a certain point and then they just got to stop and cut back. And when you stop and cut back, that gives Newcastle, whoever it is, time to get all the defenders back and then the chance is gone. Everton says, why is 66 in midfield for Trent for England? I don't think he'll get selected for the World Cup squad, to be honest with you. Which would be kind of funny. Versus class. I'm glad he's starting to get a bit of appreciation. Ishan says we're not getting Champions League. We're screwed with slot. I think if Liverpool don't get Champions League, they will sack him 100%. Grace says, "Don't be mean to Fish. Be mean to me if you must." See, like Grace is literally the nicest person. So can we be nice to Grace? Van Dijk is backup keeper. Stefan says, does anybody listen to the podcast The Football Ramble? I like it. No, what's it about? Are they just randomly talking about random football things, or is there a general structure? I'll be honest, I've never been a huge podcast guy. I'm more, if I have headphones in, I'm purely listening to music. I wish I was, but I've just never gotten into the whole podcasting thing. I want Robin in this team. Don't know about that. As Everton says, bullying or being mean is wrong. Unless you support United, then it's encouraged and positive. But generally speaking, it's not what we want. I don't know, says we are so buns in Prem and we are low key. I think that's what that means. The best in the world for Champions League. Liverpool things. Yeah, it's 2005 all over again. Rubbish in the league, but very good in Europe. Ishan says, when is Slot gonna go, blood? Probably end of the year. If Liverpool don't get Champions League. If Liverpool do get Champions League, there's more of a decision on when are they gonna keep him or not keep him. To be honest, if they do get Champions League, I don't think it's a given that he goes. I don't know. I was hoping for a 4-1. I'd take a 2-1. Can you not unalive Fish, please? Look how worried and concerned he is. Can we please be nice to Fish? Look, poor guy's crying now. Said, I'm sad, I'm crying. We don't want Fish crying. Oh, they've kicked off. Let's go. Yeah, it just kicked off. Everton says Haaland wants the 100-goal record. I wouldn't mind that because he is in my fantasy team. And I just need him to start getting a few more goals. Hoping for an Ekitike hat-trick. It would be nice. It would be kind of funny for it to... It would be kind of funny for an Ekitike hat-trick to happen against Newcastle. Considering that he was rumoured to go to Newcastle. So I can't lie, that would be kind of funny. Fish says, how's McAllister? Your favourite player? When I say your favourite player, it's Fish's mortal enemy. He absolutely despises Alexis McAllister. He's been alright. I mean, fairly invisible. But I'd say today's game, as I don't know is saying, all about Ekitike. Fish got an apology from Jonathan. I mean, if you're getting an apology from Jonathan, even I've never gotten an apology of Jonathan. So if you're getting an apology of Jonathan, you are part of a privileged group. I don't think I've ever gotten an apology. So I'm a bit jealous. Can't lie. Extremely jealous. Allison kicks the ball out because of course he kicks the ball out. He's been doing that a bit lately, hasn't he? Kicking the ball out. He's not as accurate with his goal kicks as he used to be. But Liverpool pressing quite high. Oh, he apologises to Grace as well. I've never got an apology. So Jonathan apologises to Fish and Jonathan also apologises to Grace. But I've never got an apology from Jonathan. I'm missing out. Clearly I'm missing out. Yeah, it's just the effort. I have to like manually clip them. And it takes a while. Tottenham Hotspur says Ekitike goal was crazy. He's on fire. He's on fire at the moment. I can't lie. He's on the ball. He's on the ball here again. So Bosley, ooh, nice shot, but saved. Fish says you heard Sterling is a free agent. Yeah, I saw that today. So I think so Chelsea, was it mutual termination with Chelsea? So yeah, he's available now. I would not take him at Liverpool if that's where you're going. The funny thing is, I think United maybe a year or two ago would have taken him, but unfortunately now, I don't think they'll take him. So where do you think he'll go? Tottenham Hotspur says, love your vids. Appreciate that. Arsenal says, what do you think of Arsenal versus Leeds? To be honest, you battered them. From what I did not see the game, but I think Gyökeres got a goal. I think Zubamendi got a goal. I think apparently Madueke got his first assist. To be honest, you're on fire at the moment. Not just in the league, but also in the Champions League, where you've gotten... So I think you've played 8, won 8. So you had a 100% record in the Champions League. So yeah, I'd say generally speaking, you seem to be blowing teams away at the moment. Ooh, Ekitike! Ah, fucking hell! He just missed. He basically robbed Dan Burn. Yeah, he robbed Dan Burn of the goal of the ball. As Isabel says, damn it. It was the easiest chance because he was running through. Yeah. Isabel says, so close. Was it just me, but as he was running down on the goal, did you think he was going to score? Did you think he was going to get his hat-trick? Yeah, that's the thing. How has he missed out but scored the others? That was the easiest choice. Yeah. Oh well. Still plenty of time to go. Is it true Messi's coming to Liverpool? That's absolutely not true, if I'm honest. Jonathan has clarified. He says, only 2 people got my apology, Grace and Fish, because they are talking to the new Jonathan. The prime Johnny was not apologizing to anyone. Prime Johnny even pushed a random grandmother and didn't apologize. Wow. So prime Johnny was a real badass, but the reformed Johnny Bravo is a kind human being by the looks of it. Yeah, it was definitely the easiest chance. Is that binoculars? If Tottenham Hotspur win Champions League, then I will steal 5 Czech beers from. Have you mentioned this before? When you said your dad? Yeah, I think I've spoken to you before. When we were talking about Prague. When I went to Prague and I climbed up the hill where there's an Eiffel Tower in Prague, and then you mentioned that you climb that hill quite often. I swear we've had this convo before. and then you were saying to me, don't hang about in that area too late because it's quite a dangerous area. Yeah, I remember. You were saying don't hang around there too late because it's a dangerous area. But yeah, I was telling you about climbing up that hill and you saying that you do that quite often. Arne Slot is a bad manager. Do you reckon he gets sacked at the end of the year? Will Spurs win the Prem? I doubt it. I mean, it'd be funny if you did, but I doubt it. Nico Berea says, come on, give Curtis Jones a try and get this over with. Where would you put him? Would you put him in midfield or would you put him at right back? And who would you bring him on for? Would you bring Jones on for McAllister? Would you bring Jones on for McAllister and move Szoboszlai into midfield and Jones right back? Do you know Juventus? I am familiar with them. Prague was crazy when we had Arsenal and Barcelona against Slavia Prague. I'm sure it was. Gravenberch is through. God. I've been thinking about that. As Tottenham Hotspur says, Salah should be a striker. He's not quite as fast as he used to be back in the day, but he's still got a good finish on him. So I think you might be right. I think you might be right to maybe start playing Salah a bit more centrally. Gakpo cuts inside. Of course he cuts inside, and the ball goes wide. What is quite funny is they showed the crowd, and the crowd didn't even get excited as Gakpo cut inside. They knew that was going wide. Elite Comrade says, we got this. Indeed, we have got this. I'd like another goal, but I'd take any sort of win. See, I wasn't hungry. I was not hungry before, but Jonathan keeps saying I'm hungry, and now he's made me think that I'm also hungry. So now I'm also hungry. Same is not. Yeah, me too. Not a fan of Gravenberch pushing up this season. Prefer him as a 6 to an 8. Me too. We just need him there to protect the back line and to basically cover the right side and cover the left side, which he can do because he's very athletic. I know Gravenberch has gone forward a bit and has scored a few goals, but I almost wish as if he had not done that. Because if Gravenberch runs forward, that probably means McAllister is holding. And let's be honest, McAllister could not hold a paper bag. That's a bit harsh. But McAllister does not have the athleticism to do what Gravenberch does. So yeah, I much prefer Gravenberch just sitting back. Bit more stability. McAllister in left wing would be insane. It would definitely be insane. Jonathan's going to do a Luis Suarez. What does that mean? Are you going to bite somebody? Modern Warfare 3. Yeah. That's I definitely prefer the Modern Warfare games over the Black Ops games 100%. They're a bit more fun. A free kick for Liverpool though. It's in a very similar position to the one Szoboszlai scored against Karabakh. It's just slightly back, but very similar position. And as always, Szoboszlai is standing over it. But it wouldn't surprise me if they did the same thing that they did. Oh no, okay. Szoboszlai is going to take a shot. Bro, why? Why do that? Why do that? Yeah, Szoboszlai did the pass back to Salah. I thought they were going to do that. But they ended up crossing it. What a waste. What a complete waste. Yeah, literally, what a complete waste. They were in a perfect shooting position. It's just such a lazy... cowardly thing to do, to cross it there. Fish's favourite players are Heskey and Keegan. Is that in order? So is Heskey your first favourite player and Kevin Keegan your second favourite player? Jonathan's telling me to shut up, so I need to just keep quiet the best I can. There you go. Grace is defending me. Grace has got my back. I can rely on Grace. Are you ahead of me? Because McAllister's just been booked. I hope that's not a second booking. Fish is sticking up for himself, not me, but I'll take that. That's good enough. Yeah, I don't want to... Liverpool are in a position of strength at the moment. They absolutely do not need a player getting sent off, because that is going to ruin everything. Free kick to Newcastle though. Van Dijk loses the header. Oh fuck! Oh shit! Save though. Saved by Alisson. You always get a bit nervous when Alisson or any keeper saves it and then the ball rolls back into the box. That is always nervous as hell. Nervy as hell. Grace says Umar's a nice person. I'll take that. I'd be tempted to pin that. Yeah, Jones for McAllister now. Jacob Ramsey dribbled past him so easily to the point where he ended up taking a booking. McAllister just does not seem with it this season. But yeah, now that he's also on a booking, I just feel like if they don't and he's just fallen over. McAllister's just fallen over, and now Newcastle are countering. But good tackle by Gravenberch. Verts on the counter. Oh, for God's sake, Gakpo. Gakpo loses the ball. Who's Lamela and Alderweireld? They, ex-Spurs players. Eric Lamela, Toby Alderweireld. Stefan has said this before. And I think you might be right. Liverpool cannot score more than 2 goals in the league. What was the last game? Was it Bournemouth? Bournemouth 3, Liverpool 2. Wirtz is running the show though. Salah to Wirtz. Wirtz back. What position do you play? Left back? I was thinking, where did left back come from? Because you got left back in the changing groups. Jonathan loves me. Well, that's good to know. I'll take that. We need McAllister to have a World Cup so we can sell it for a high price. What price would you take for McAllister? So Liverpool bought him for 35, but I appreciate he was underpriced. Would you take about 80 million? Since he's from Argentina, so that automatically should elevate his value. Would you take 80 million for him? You reckon we should sign Barcola? Probably too expensive. Probably too high wages. Proper Panel and Paint says, "Come on, Newcastle." To be fair, they were on top. They were on top at the start of the game. The first 20-25 minutes was just Newcastle attack after Newcastle attack after Newcastle attack, but Liverpool have turned it around a bit. Jonathan, you're supposed to be nice to Grace. You're supposed to be nice. Cole Palmer or Saka? Ooh. Whoever's younger. I'd say they're comparable, so whoever's younger. Isabel would take 65 for McAllister. That would be my bare minimum. I'm hoping Liverpool would maybe be able to squeeze a bit more out, but yeah, 65 would be the bare minimum, I think. Van Dijk or Saliba? Van Dijk. I hope you're trolling. Mosam says that's not a good idea. My club bought a player that played good in the Euros and he's underperforming. Which player is that? And which club is that? Grace says Ash made me laugh yesterday. She meant to say dumbass, instead she said numbers. It happens to the best of us. Yeah, what's your score prediction? Joe says, what do you think of Andy probably leaving? It's a bit of a weird one because apparently it was a £5 million deal. And I'm thinking, do Liverpool really need £5 million that badly? No. Is £5 million really going to make that much of a difference? No. I presume Gakpo's through, but let's be honest, nothing's going to happen. And nothing does happen, so I won't stop what I'm saying. I presume that whole thing happened because Robertson really wanted to play first team football, and I understand that. But I'm hoping Liverpool could get a bit more for him. If Robertson badly wants to leave because he wants to play first team football, I understand. But 5 million, really? You can't get at least a bit more? I'd hope they can get a bit more. But I think he's staying now, as I don't know is saying. Mosam says Nedim Bajrami. He scored the fastest goal in Euros of all time and for Rangers. It happens to a few clubs. Liverpool back in the day, they were supposed to get Nicolas Anelka, and then they did not sign Nicolas Anelka. Instead, they signed El Hadj Diouf because he performed very well in the internationals. And then Diouf was rubbish, so it's a common thing. Why are you saying that, Fish? Is Sané dead? I hope he's not. Hope he's alive. 3-1 prediction. Zubimendi went for 60, so around 75. I'm hoping Liverpool can... 70 plus. I'm hoping Liverpool can get About 75 for McAllister. I think being a World Cup winner, being a not Champions League winner, being a Premier League winner, being from Argentina, I would hope all of these things would boost his value up. Now you're calling Grace mommy after after having a go at Grace before. Even Fish is saying "Ayo." Yeah, I want Robertson to stay. Yeah, Al Hadj Diouf, Liverpool signed him instead of Anelka many years back because he had a good international tournament. I did see that Catherine O'Hara died, the mum in Home Alone. A bit of a, and she was only 71 as well, I think, which is a bit of a shocker. Everyone from that time period kind of remembers her as their mum because everybody used to watch Home Alone. Wirtz to Salah. Salah to Wirtz. Ooh, Wirtz has scored. 3-1, 3-1, 3-1. I thought he was a flop, bro. I thought he was a flop. As Mosam has said, 3-1. Thought he was a flop. I thought Liverpool wasted their money. Thought Liverpool should check for a receipt. Oh, was it in the yeah, the 67th minute? Let's see the replay. Wirtz to Salah. Nice finish. Oh, sorry about that, Fish. Apologies for hurting your ears. It was a really nice finish because he didn't blast the ball. He kind of placed it. Into the corner. Nice goal. That's more like it. It's kind of what we always said about Wirtz. He just needed a bit of time just to adjust to the league. Just needed a bit of time to put a bit of weight on. Needed a bit of time to adjust to the country, and then he'll be great. Grace is not a Home Alone person, to be fair. I don't even watch Xmas films. I watch Nativity. The reason why I used to watch Home Alone a lot is because when I was growing up, naturally you didn't have internet or anything, and I just had it on tape. You probably don't know what tape is, but you might know what tape is. But Wirtz is through again. Wirtz to Salah. Ooh, Salah goes near post, but just misses. Zaim has made a good observation, as always. It says, I feel like the more touches Wirtz or Ekitike have in attacking play, the more likely a goal happens. I agree 100%. They are the two most dangerous players. Like Salah, we can see he's not as fast as he used to be, which is fine. But I think Wirtz and Ekitike, whenever they are in and around the box, something happens. And we have to remember as well, Wirtz is good, Ekitike is good, and there is Alexander Isak to add to this. I know I just don't want to get people too excited, but there is Alexander Isak to add to this. Who, for me, out of the three, out of Wirtz, Isak and Ekitike, Isak was the one I was the most excited about. So if you think this is good, there should be more to come. Everton says you've won this game. Yeah, fingers crossed. Mosam says, you think Tavernier should be in the 2022 World Cup? Potentially. I'd have to think about it, and and cast my mind back, to be fair. Yeah, Salah missed near post, but to be honest, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Finley say, I don't want anyone to speak to me for a week at least. I'm so annoyed. What specifically are you annoyed at? Or does that count as speaking to you? Mr. Default says, Guy, don't worry. I read that completely wrong. Guys, don't worry. My chat things keeps going up and down because people keep posting messages. It's only Newcastle. Yes, I'm a generational hater. To be fair, you were saying, before it was fashionable, you were saying Wirtz greater than Saka. So you were right about the microphone and you were right about that as well. Yes, definitely a good game. Raza says, love the kit, boss. Where'd you get it from? I'll be honest, I got it from China for like £10. It's not a real one. But I got it for like £10 from is China socialist? No, the Communist Republic of China for £10. Zaim is having trouble finding the solution to fit all three in the team. Now, all three in this context are Ekitike, Wirtz and Isak. We will have three unlikely to track back. Wirtz tracks back to... Jesus Christ, I'm messing up my words today. Wirtz does track back a decent amount. And I think Ekitike does as well. I think those two will track back and Isak less so. 3-3 got big. I hope not. I absolutely hope not. Fish is, if you say that really quickly, you'll know what fish really means. I didn't know. I don't delete anything. If something gets deleted, it's gonna be YouTube. I don't delete anything. All right, so Finley has clarified. That makes sense. So he's angry at Eddie Howe. Rubbish tactics. Now time for his plan B, which is exactly the same as his plan A. But the good thing is you got plan C after that, which is the same as plan A. Would you get rid of Eddie Howe then? I mean, to be fair, he did. Maybe he's hit his ceiling because he did start off very well, but it seems to have seems to not be as well for him anymore. Ice Ape says Liverpool sucks ass. I mean, they did against Bournemouth, but they are playing a lot better today, to be honest. Yeah, you were right about that, and to be fair, you did call it quite early. Like it's easy for a lot of people to now turn around and say Wirtz is great. It's easy for a lot of people to turn around and now say Ekitike is great. But to be fair, you did call that quite early. Wirtz, ooh, unlucky. How will Wirtz cope with the pressure of a British transfer record, says Charlotte? I mean, pretty good by the looks of it. 4-3 Newcastle. I mean, it's not even the craziest thing I've read today. Finley is fuming with Mr. Howe. All out attack when half the team is knackered and there's no... To be fair, we have to remember there's no Bruno, who's amazing, and there's no Joe Linton. Isabel says, I reckon the reason we aren't signing anyone this winter, summer comes and we get 3 defenders in, maybe a midfielder and a winger. They wrote this season off. Yeah, I think they wrote it off from the perspective of winning the league. They secretly probably still hope Liverpool do well in the Champions League, but I'd say they have changed their goals. I would say their goals at the start of the year would have been winning the league, but I think their goals now are just getting Champions League. Liverpool 320. I mean, that could happen. Siraj says, who's winning tomorrow? Before I answer that, Mr. Default has answered it by saying United 3 times. Ekatike and Wirtz tracking back would deplete their fitness and hurt their output unless they can get their fitness up. That's probably why Gakpo starts as he tracks back best of the front three. Okay, so when we say track back, we mean a intense level of kind of tracking back. You could be onto something. You could be onto something. I guess the other question is, if you were to play Wirtz and Ekatike and Isak in the same team, where would they play? I presume Wirtz would be the number 10, so that one is easier to solve. But would they put Ekatike on the left and Isak in the middle? Or would they play two up top? Who knows? Yeah, there's a new transfer fee every 5 seconds. Finley says Eddie Howe has become too predictable. What's that say there? And he's hit his ceiling. He has to be questioned at the end of the season. Would you get rid of him? Good tackle there by McAllister. Wirtz's passing is a lot better now as well. He seems a lot less desperate to impress. I felt like early on he was desperate to be an instant success and impress immediately, but he's a bit less desperate with the passing now. Stefan says, who's going to boycott the World Cup in protest against Melania? What's Melania done? I've seen she's come out with a movie that no one's watching. But apparently lots of people have cancelled their tickets because of safety concerns. So the Mexico and the Canada games will be good. We'll have to see how the others go. Fish knocked on my door. Here's your free fish hat of the stream. Thank you very much. I mean, what colour is this free hat that I'm receiving? I'm intrigued and also excited. Finley says the fact that Miley hasn't come on is absolutely ludicrous. To be honest, you're right. They might as well bring him on at this point. Gordon just goes wide, but we were lucky there. Yeah, they might as well bring him on. Nothing to lose at this point. Jonathan says 6, 7. How many times? About 5 times. I don't know. Saw a TikTok of an Arsenal fan saying 2026. Yeah. The thing is, these days, people just say silly things because it gets views. No, like I wouldn't even say Salah is better than Ronaldo. Jonathan feels sleepy and hungry, and Fish also feels sleepy and hungry. I'm definitely hungry now that you mention it. Bailey, how you doing? Are you enjoying the game? I'm definitely enjoying the latter half of the game. First 20 minutes, first 30 minutes were not good in the slightest. It was Newcastle attack, and then as soon as you got your breath back, it was another Newcastle attack. But it's a lot better now. I feel like after Liverpool got those 2 goals, Liverpool started to get control of the game. So things are better now. They just need to see this out. But yeah, how's things with you? I hope you are good. Finley says if he doesn't get Champions League, who would you get in as a replacement? Jonathan says, can you do an in real life live? I can try. I mean, it might be... I was thinking I could do one in Japan, but that might be a bit hard. Maybe. I'll see when would be best to do one. Isabel says Melania isn't the problem. It's her orange husband and his Gestapo. That whole situation is insane. I saw they got rid of Bovino, who was one of their heads, and they replaced him with somebody else. But yeah, it's crazy. It's to the point where I have a US visa because I went last year, and I was considering going again this year. And yeah, you know when you were asking me earlier why Tokyo? Well, originally the plan last year. So last year I went to New York and I was going to go again. But with the situation there right now, I'm not going there anytime soon, to be honest. So that's why I just picked Tokyo. Have you bought those cards yet? I have not, but it's on my list. It's on my list to do. Oh, Grace is in front now. How did that happen? I was ahead of you earlier. Bailey is good. Well, that's good to hear. I think we played good in the second half. Verts Ekatike link up is crazy. You are right about that. I feel like whenever Verts / Ekatike or Verts and Ekatike get the ball in the box, magical things happen. They are our two kind of danger players right now. And it's kind of crazy because they're both new signings as well. So people love to run with this narrative of, oh my God, Liverpool wasted 450 million. Number one, that doesn't take into account the players that they sold. And number two, Verts and Ekatike were a big part of that. So it's good to see the new players starting to adjust. I think Ekatike adjusted immediately, whereas Verts needed a bit of time, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm just glad that things are going well. Yeah, to be honest, you probably need to move on at this point. Go for a Luis Enrique or somebody. Curtis Jones is coming on. Jonathan is saying I should buy him a pizza. Is it still a pizza that you want? Or is it something else? Is pizza your favorite takeaway? You take Mourinho. Really? I don't want to be harsh, but I think you can do better than these. Like, I think you can do better than Mourinho. I think you can do better than Oli. Nagelsmann, okay. I would have thought you could. I thought you'd have a chance with, say, the Enriques. Maybe not Alonso, because I think if Alonso goes to a Premier League club, he'll go to Liverpool because of his history there. But I think you'd be in a chance with, say, other top managers like the Enriques and so forth. Zame says, our rest defense has been 4-4-2, but to have a less intensive front three, we would have to have 3 centre backs, which I believe is to cover for the lack of pressing, or a CDM like Makaleli that can slot between and play the destroyer, which also suits our wing backs. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I think what could happen is I reckon Salah is definitely going to go, and I think they'll get a right winger with pace who can track back. So that's one player at the least. So I hope that helps to a certain degree. So Verts would be number 10. Isak would be striker. Ekatike maybe on the left. But I hear what you're saying. This sort of thing though, I hope they figure it out before the season starts, not during the season, after 7 losses. Isabel says, nah, you couldn't pay me to go to America. I had a great time last year, but this year, yeah. No. This year is an absolute no thank you. What I will say, Canada, which I went to in October, was very nice. I will definitely be going there again this year. Fish is recommending apples. There's a suggestion. Johnny was saying he was hungry. Have an apple. To be fair. Johnny is saying thanks, to be fair. Grace is ahead of me. Damn. I was ahead of you at the start, and now you're ahead of me. Yeah, as Grace says, Ekatike got a head injury, but it did not look too serious. Jonathan says, who's better than the special one? I'd say these days many people are. Many people are. That's why he's at Benfica. Yeah, Jones is coming on in midfield. Enrique wouldn't go. Alonso will go to Liverpool. Ancelotti wouldn't go. But I hear what you're saying, but I still think you can get a better manager than Oli. Stefan says, is there a sending off for Newcastle? Stefan says Liverpool versus City next Sunday, 4:30 p.m. in it. I didn't know it was Sunday, so that's good info. But yeah, we will be here for that. Is that the very next game, or is there a game? Is there a game in between? LFC fixtures. Oh wow, okay. No, it's the next game. So the next game is a week away. So we will have to find some sort of game to do another stream for during the week. Liverpool are back to 1 game a week. Oh, not Osula. I remember when you were talking about Osula previously in the first game, and then he scored against us. Wirtz is off, Endo's on. Yeah, Elise is the rumour, as Isabel says. Apparently he's got a cheap release clause, which activates this year. So if it's cheap, let's get on that. Fish, I know for definite I don't I don't look like that. Bailey is saying lots of people are saying I'm not Lewis Hall's brother. I mean, you could be. You could be. You haven't denied it, so you could be some sort of relative. Valpro's not happy about Curtis. I would have loved Hugo to get his hat trick as well, but it is what it is, I guess. Oh, and then they look at my profile pic and they say, never mind. All good. You could still be related to Lewis Hall. There's a bit of beef going on. On the pitch. Is that what they're beefing about? Nah, that was a terrible challenge. I can't lie. That was a foul. Bailey's heading off. Take care, Bailey. Enjoy your. I had to check what day it was. Enjoy your Saturday evening. Who are you supporting? I'm supporting the Reds, which is probably not obvious because I'm wearing a black shirt. I just realised I'm wearing a shirt that vaguely matches Newcastle's. It matches Newcastle's more than Liverpool's if you look at the neck and you look at the black and the stripes. Isabel says that when you talk about China, they're a mixed economy like us, but lean towards capitalist. I mean, socialism, communism, both have similarities, but the base agreement of them is that the workers own the means of production. So the CEOs and billionaires don't really exist as the wealth is shared instead of being filtered upwards. I mean, you're selling it to me, to be honest. I might have to move there very soon. I've seen though, there's visa-free travel available now from the UK, so I might have to pay a visit next year, see what's going on. And I absolutely love Chinese food, I can't lie, so that always helps as well. I've always wanted to go to China, but I feel like Japan and China in the same year would be a bit much, but next year 100%. Jonathan says himself and Fish are collecting money for their fun. I won't ask what their fun is. Gakpo cross. What's the point of crossing? I know Liverpool are 3-1 up, so I can't get too annoyed. But why cross it to a position where nobody is there? I don't know why I'm speaking like Yoda, but there's nobody in that spot. And why would you cross the ball there? There's nobody there. I mean, I don't know if I'm the problem where like I just feel like I have to have a villain every year, but why was he crossing it there? There was nobody there. There was absolutely nobody there. Luis Diaz last season was cooking. We miss his pace. Kanate, just goes over. Gakpo, WTF are you doing? I mean, that's his full name. It's Cody Gakpo, WTF are you doing? Grace says 5 added orange juice, but possibly 5 added on. You're going with 4-1. Zaim says, I thought, just wait. I thought China was a dictatorship, not communist, or are they separate things? I don't follow politics. I believe they have, I've always thought they had kind of more of a kind of communist form of government, but Isabel provided a bit of clarity above to say they're a mixed economy. But yeah, visa free travel, which is what Keir Starmer sorted out this week. Gakpo, pass it, you clown! Oh, fucking hell! I'm so done with this guy, man. Passes it way too late. Serious fan bot. Is that Mourinho in your picture? Possibly. Man United are basically Liverpool and Man City's younger brother. You'd have to expand. You'd have to expand upon what you mean by that. I'm not saying it's false. You just have to expand what you mean. Isabel, wouldn't be mad if we sold Gakpo. Yeah, same. I reckon Liverpool can still get decent money for him because... Oh! Has that gone in? Bold Kanate has scored? Has Bold Kanate scored? Is that the key? Is that the key to making Kanate be a competent footballer? Is to shave his hair off? Grace says, I just realised Kanate is bold. I just realised Kanate scored a goal. And I can't lie, I think he looks better bold. Like I think the bold look suits him. Some people look good bald, some people don't look good bald, but I think Kanate is crying because his dad passed away recently. So that might be why he shaved his head. But a goal is a goal. Stefan says League Cup semis Tuesday and Wednesdays in it. Yeah, we should be able to find something to watch during the week. Sorry, Stefan. Sorry, we should be able to find something to watch during the week. Jonathan says, "What's your body count?" It increased by 1 the day that I met you. But Grace says you can't ask him that. Isabel has provided clarity. A dictatorship means that all the power is concentrated into 1 or 2 people. So no, China is not a dictatorship. Yeah, I think the visa-free travel in particular has piqued my interest. But yeah, I think Mr. Default does not consent to Liverpool scoring 4, therefore 3 points to Newcastle and also a 10-point deduction to Everton. I can't lie. I'm much happier with this 4-1. I know it's probably hard to tell, but I'm much happier with this 4-1 than the 6-0 versus Karabakh because I could not care less about that. But this is better. This is much better. This has put more pressure on us to beat Fulham. Yeah, true. No worries. Don't say we don't ever do anything for you. We are kind people who provide pressure for free. To be honest, I should be thanking you because you sorted the microphone out. Full time. Eddie Howe looks depressed, but you just know he looks depressed whenever he wakes up and whenever he goes to sleep. Liverpool win. Gonna go cry myself to sleep now. To be honest, you'll probably do. You'll probably do quite well against Fulham tomorrow. I don't know. Says I was spamming in the chat 4-1. It's probably TikTok probably blocked it. I can't see. I can see this one here 4-1. TikTok's a bit more aggressive, I find, than YouTube. Isabel says Korea is a dictatorship. Is that North? I presume North Korea. Russia's a dictatorship. America kinda at the moment, as they have a thorough right-wing government, and I guess also the fact that you almost feel like Congress has no power, Supreme Court has no power, the House has no power, and even if you look at the kind of pressure they're putting on the Federal Reserve with respect to interest rates, that's supposed to be a separate entity, but they're all trying to say government says this, therefore you must do this. So I see where you're coming from. Zaim says great result. Ekatike changed the game, as he often tends to do. Liverpool up to 5th. Is that it? I thought it would be a bit better than that, but up to 5th, a point behind Chelsea. If United win tomorrow, Fulham are 7th. I thought Fulham were doing rubbish, but Fulham are 7th. So United are 6th and Fulham are 7th. Why is Jonathan asking Grace to send him money? Like, what's going on? Right. Because you were a minute ahead. It's full time now. Zaim says China's not a dictatorship. How did the law about Winnie the Pooh get passed? What is this law? Is this like an actual thing? Have I missed something? China Winnie the Pooh. Oh, is this the censorship? I know there is censorship in China. So they say if you go, you should always download a VPN. Yeah, Kim, aka Glorious Leader. Back in my day, it was Kim Jong-il, which was his dad. But now it's... Was it North Korea? Was that the one that the Otto something went and he took a poster off the wall and then he had a very tough time and then they returned him to the US, but he passed away. I think that was North Korea, wasn't it? Ash not happy. Understandable, as she supports Newcastle. But you are happy, which is important. Oh, sorry. What the Supreme Leader of North Korea? Supreme, get it right. I'll get it right eventually. I'm just practicing. I'm practicing it before I go. No, that's one place. That's one place I will not visit. I'm just trying to lip read the post match. Charlotte says, "Would you rather have a pause button for life or a rewind button for life?" I mean, I don't know what value a pause button would have. So it'd probably be a rewind because then I can redo things. I mean, I'd probably use it nefariously, to be honest. I'd probably find out the lottery numbers and then rewind. But then eventually having money would get boring. So I'd have to find another use for the rewind button. Dude, Grace also has no money. It's the economy. The economy is very bad. JJ, Loki shed a tear when Kanate scored. Yeah, it's understandable, kind of, given what he's been going through recently. So for people that don't know, his dad passed away recently. So this goal must mean a lot to him. Yeah, to be fair, everybody would probably use a rewind button for nefarious purposes. I'm just thinking though, winning the lottery repeatedly would probably get boring after a bit. So what else could you use it for? I don't know if you could correct your mistakes from childhood, but then does that mean you have to then go through all that again? What is so leng? I mean, 4 words have never been more correct. I agree with that entirely. Oh, Mr. Default says, what's the subject? It was this thing that Charlotte said. Would you rather have a pause button for life or a rewind button for life? And I was thinking a pause button would be kind of pointless. So probably a rewind button. But I would use it for like nefarious purposes. So I would find out the lottery numbers and then rewind. But then eventually that would get boring. So what would you do after that? So then we were saying, okay, maybe we'd rewind it to correct past mistakes, but yeah. Yeah, 100%. Oh wow, yeah, that's a fair point. there's me thinking from a purely selfish perspective. How can this button benefit me purely? You know, what can I get out of this button? You know, how can I benefit? How can I win the lottery? How can I benefit from this? But Isabel is right. We could do things for other people. But who has gotten onto his phone immediately after the game, which we are very glad to see. He says, was I good today, boss? You were amazing. And to be fair, you have been amazing recently. And I like your haircut in your picture. And yeah, really good. Whenever Wirtz gets into those positions, in the pockets, but also near the goal, he looks very dangerous. And the thing about his goal, or should I say, Wirtz's goal over here, he didn't blast it. He placed it into the corner. Grace says, Umar, help me. Johnny, can you stop asking Grace to buy you food? Yeah, I'll have a better idea tomorrow, Grace, whether I'm able to do that live. Yeah, that is a creative use of the power. Mr. Default says, would you rather have super speed or super strength? Probably super speed, because with super speed you can experience a lot more, and I think theoretically you can move forwards and backwards in time if you have super speed. Whereas super strength, it feels like it has very limited real world use. Like in terms of what you'd actually do with super strength, it'd be limited. But with super speed, you can go forward in time, you can go backward in time. You can travel the world very easily, probably very free. You don't need to catch a plane. You can just run across the ocean. So, super speed, 100%. The bearded one says 10 goals in 2 games. Happy for Ibu. You can tell it's late because that took me a few seconds to process. I was thinking, has Kanate scored 10 goals in 2 games? So you can tell it's pretty late. But yeah, things are getting a lot better. I would say, even though there was even though there was 4 goals today, I much preferred today's performance over the Karabag one. I think Newcastle are even though their form is up and down, I think they're a legitimate team. So I was really happy with how everybody did today. Konate was in tears. Yeah, I mean, kind of given what he's gone through recently with his dad, it's good to see him have some sort of positivity with a goal. I know it's not equivalent, but it's something. Big Dripper says Ekitike, Wirtz, Konate, and also Big Dripper's Fire Stick should all have a collective man of the match. Shared 4 ways. My dream summer: Bastoni, Schlotterbeck, Elise, and Wharton. That would be good. That would be good. I don't know if we're being picky, but does that mean Robertson would stay? I almost feel like Liverpool need a backup left back because I think Robertson is intent on leaving to get first team football, but maybe we are being too picky. Bastoni's very good centre back. Schlotterbeck's also a very good centre back. Elise is Premier League proven and is still young and is apparently available for cheap. Wharton is going to be less cheap, but again, Premier League proven to a certain degree and is also English, so he counts towards the quota. All good signings. Would Van Dijk, Konate, Gravenberch be a good 3 for a back game? There would be a good back 3, but I just feel like if Liverpool were to play a back 3, they would structurally have to completely change how the team works. Super Speed, a run back in time to 7-0 and make it. I am detecting a pattern. Yeah, TikTok's a bit more temperamental with messages. It's just the way that one is. YouTube's a bit more generous. Jam says, "Up the effing Reds!" Come on, I'm liking that. Say we haven't played yet. We're playing tomorrow. Oh shit! Yeah, forgot about Simicast. To be fair, forgot about him. Forgot about him at Rome. Yeah, the stick. It's a good thing. It's a good thing your stick started working. I know that sounds weird and it sounds like a euphemism, but I promise it's not. Is Elise leaving Bayern? Not leaving as such, but apparently this year, because a certain time period has elapsed, apparently this year he would have a minimum fee release clause available to English teams. I don't know why I explained that so formally, but that's the rumour. Grace, Jonathan, can you stop asking Grace to buy you food? There you go. It must be a TikTok thing. TikTok, I think if you type the same word, it doesn't allow it. So there's the rule there. Twice it allows it, but 3 times you gotta split it. Take care, mate. Enjoy your. I don't think it's evening for you because I think you're on the West Coast. So enjoy your afternoon. Swear if City sign Elise, do they really need Elise? They got Marmouche, they got Doku, they got Semenyo. Sometimes I feel like those guys just buy players. Just buy players to prevent other teams from getting them. But if Elise wants to start, and if Elise wants to start consistently, he should be joining Liverpool 100%. I mean, to be fair, I respect the alliteration that you come up with, where you've alliterated the words. Zayn would personally recall Simicast. I've noticed Zayn is on the horizontal stream today, so you can see more of the room. You can see all the lights and things. I would personally sell Simicast and have Robbo as a centre back option. Since we are short in centre back, maybe try out a 3 at the back formation. I would recall Simicast because I still think he has value to add, and I still think he can help the team. Robbo at centre back, I've never really liked it, to be honest with you. What I'd be tempted to do is it feels like Robertson doesn't want to be an option. I feel like Robertson wants to play games. So if Robertson is intent on leaving, which I understand if he wants to play games, at least he's not doing a Trent. Yeah, I don't particularly like so Mr. Default doesn't like it. Isabel doesn't like it. I'm not a particular fan of Robertson at centre back. He just doesn't seem physical enough. He almost feels a bit too skinny. To play centre back. I feel like he needs to start having steak every day. I mean, Isabel is a chef. Maybe Isabel could put Robertson on a high protein diet. But yeah. I think maybe Robertson probably leave, recall Simicast, and then maybe buy a centre back. Jonathan, you are a good kid. Kevin says, piss off up the Arsenal. What have I said? I've not said anything mean. I said Arsenal are running away with the league. Vert says Virgil, Konate, Gomez, Williams, Leone. I forgot about Leone, to be fair. Robertson, Nalo. I mean, Virgil, yes. Konate, if he stays. Leone, I forgot about. Can't lie. Gomez is decent as a utility player, but I think Liverpool need to at least make a couple of signings there. How much is Robbo leaving for? I saw a rumor 2 million. The rumor's not much more than that, to be honest. The rumor is 5 million, which is nothing. I mean, what can you do with 5 million? You can barely buy a pizza for £5 million these days. But if he's intent on leaving because he wants to play first team football and he's getting towards the end of his career, I understand. Unfortunately, it is crazy. It is crazy. But I think given the circumstances where he's not doing a Trent, and I think that's point number one. And point number two, a younger player has already come in his position, and the fact that he's not throwing a fit, the fact that he's behaved well about it, I think even though 5 million is nothing, 5 million is basically zero. Sometimes it's one of those things that sometimes you gotta be like, you know what, you've been good to us, we gotta be good to you. As crazy as it sounds. Grace says, when are you next live? I got no idea, to be honest. Definitely for the next Liverpool game, but I believe that's a week away. So probably something midweek. I'll have to look at the fixtures. Yeah, I doubt it'll be tomorrow. It's not impossible, but I doubt it'll be tomorrow. Yeah, Endo has played centre back, but he's a bit short. I don't know if I'm a bit backwards or a bit prehistoric in my views, but I don't like short centre backs. Gravenberch is an option. He could do. I mean, given it's only 5 million, he could do. Oh right, you mean left of a back three? Okay, that gives me a bit more comfort. So when you said Robertson as a centre back, you meant left as part of a back three for wing backs. It's a completely different formation, but it's always good to have plan Bs. Jonathan is now trying to get adopted. I mean, I respect your perseverance and your creativity with respect to the different options that you come out with. Jacquet. I don't know much about him, but if you think he's good, I'll have to check him out. Isabel believes we get Alonso in, then we sign my signings. We're going to the season with 4, maybe 5 established centre backs, and he plays 3-4-3. I see the logic now. I see the thinking. So we're saying if Alonso comes in, that would involve a formation change to his preferred system at Leverkusen, which would facilitate the need for multiple new centre backs. I see what you mean. You could be onto something. You could be onto something. That like, whilst we said three on the back is an option, that absolutely is not an option. We do not want 3-4-2-1, also known as, in my eyes, 5-5-2-0-1. Just no, 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 thank you. Grace says if you do the gaming, yeah, I can. I'll probably play one of those games. Zaim switched to the side view to have a look at the shirt more. This year's collection has been good, but also wanted to find the old long sleeve ecru baggy shirt that Maka, Fowler, and Bonds were wearing. Is that the one with the round logo, with the round circular oblong logo? I used to have that as a kid, but not the shirt. I used to have. They had like a jumper version of it, but it was like an official thing, and it was nice. A bit different. Amorim era feels like a dream. Let me tell you, the good days are coming. Is that the day that he got sacked? I mean, to be fair, it is kind of looking like the day that he got sacked. Schlotterbeck, Virgil, Konate. If Konate stays, we still don't know what's happening with his contract. And the funny thing is, nobody seems to care. Probably myself included. We're just not all that fussed. I just remember last year it was very frantic about the 66 and the Virgil and the Salah contracts, but these days everyone's a bit less fussed. Vazesh is from Iran. As Vazesh has said, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Very nice food, I gotta say. Iranian food is very nice. Isabel says, yeah, no, that's all. Yeah, we don't want Ali. Or we don't want Amorim or anything. Some people wanted Mourinho at Liverpool, and I was thinking, in 2026? No. Jonathan's trying his hardest. He's now asking Grace's mom to adopt. But I mean, Grace tried, but the answer is no. Yeah. I mean, your managers were a bit like politicians, I can't lie. Era's come to an end. The good days are coming. Carrick has at the very least... I know he's not a permanent, but to be fair, he's just got his head down, not come up with any silly catchphrases or anything like that. Musiala, Palmer, Wirtz, Rank. Is Musiala back from injury? I mean, I haven't really watched Bayern ever since he got injured for Germany. But Palmer currently I'd put last. Wirtz I'd put first because I'm biased, and also because you are Wirtz, so I have to put you first. Milo and Wirtz, I've confirmed that. Wirtz I'd put first because I'm biased, and I'm also because I'm talking to Wirtz right now. Musiala second, Palmer third. Some people were legitimately saying Mourinho at Liverpool. He's a character and he's funny, but he would just completely ruin what Klopp has created, I think. Grace says, now that I think about it, I enjoyed the PC. I'm not surprised. Yeah, same. Anyway, it's kind of late, so I might need to go in like 2 minutes. Before I go, Vert says, Alonso, Xavi, Glasner, who would you pick? I mean, since you specifically, played well under Alonso, I'd go for him number 1, Xavi number 2, Glasner number 3. But I'd be happy with any of them, but Alonso first. James says, think your match is done. That's a very good point. I still haven't stopped the timer. I'm too lazy to stop it. Wirtz is the best of the bunch. He just had a little adjustment period, but his class is now showing. I agree. He just needed to settle. Even though he had an expensive price tag, which you have to remember, he's still pretty much a child. I think he's 22, moving to a foreign country for the first time. I think he's put a bit of weight on, which is good. He looks a bit... it doesn't look as easy to kind of brush off the ball anymore. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the signing. I just often feel like if someone is not an instant success, they just get written off immediately, and it's absolutely crazy. It's not at the 190th minute. You are correct, but it's the 190th minute of me being here plus 15. So I've been here 135 minutes. How did Glasner manage Ekatike? Interesting. Yeah, but anyway, I better go now because, as you can tell, I'm not making much sense. I don't know when I'll be back. I'll definitely be back on for the Liverpool game. But we'll see if we can do something midweek. I wouldn't mind that, to be fair. But it'll probably be. And actually, no, he's on like 350 grand a week, so probably not. But anyway, enjoy your evenings. I'll probably see you in a few days. As Jonathan says, bye, Mummy Umo. Thank you for that. Thank you as always. That's a comforting thought as before I go to sleep. But anyway, take care, guys. Take care, Isabel, Grace, and also Vert, who scored a very good goal today. Cheers, guys.